Sigmund Freud?
Sigmund Freud did for psychology what Albert Einstein did for physics. He popularized it.
Freud and his guys invented the modern study of personality psychology.
When you read Freudian psychology, it's enormously captivating. It's captivating in the sense how it explains things.
What was his major contribution? That we have an unconscious, and that unconscious does drive behavior.
In other words, the reasons why we do most things are kind of removed from our consciousness or awareness. So even though we might think that we're doing something because of A, it's really B, C, and D that are motivating our behavior.
They argued that the most important generalization you can make about people is that everyone's somewhat neurotic, which means that the most important problem in life is to overcome your neurosis, which means the goal of psychological assessment is to identify the sources of your neurosis.
It's called depth psychology because they try to scratch the surface and dive deeper to the kind of depths of their unconscious or their repressed or hidden fantasies. It's a noble but very challenging, almost impossible quest.
Unfortunately, just as chemists aren't interested in the alchemists anymore, alchemy is interesting in the past, so Freud is the past.
That set the agenda for 100 years.
And when you read the Freudians, you get at the same time enormously frustrated by the fact it's not proven or not provable.
So diving too deep into a person's mind might be an interesting metaphysical exercise, but it doesn't really help us predict what people will do.
I think a lot of Freudian psychology is plainly wrong. However, I do think the man was a genius, and I think you can't help but understanding the power of one man's insight.
Freud would say the you that you think you are is hardly worth knowing because you made that all up. 100 years of research on the you that you think you are has gone nowhere.
So there are two different sides of personality. Personality according to ourselves.
It's, the secret private you that's so important to you.
That's what we call identity or our private self. And that's invisible to other people.
If you're thinking about yourself and and how your identity is impacting your performance in the workplace, that has some benefit potentially to you, but it's just a story. It's just a story you made up about yourself. But the you that we know, your reputation, is absolutely critical.
The you that we think you are is the basis in terms of which people hire you, fire you, marry you.
So what matters in the real world is what other people think of you, not what you think of yourself.
As humans, we look at other people and we abstract from their behavior certain principles that we ascribe to them as personality.
Based on what I think your reputation is, I'm going to anticipate your performance. I'm going to anticipate how I deal with you. I'm going to make a whole lot of judgments about you and how I interact with you.
Whether they think that you're honest, whether they think that you're competent, that you're trustworthy, that you're fun to work with, all those things are the most consequential aspects of personality in relation to employability and career success.
As Shakespeare would say, all the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. What characters think about themselves, their hopes, their dreams, their aspirations, fears, values, and theories about how to get along, get ahead, and find meaning. This is their personality from the inside. This is their identity.
The actor's view on personality is what Freud was talking about. The actor's view of personality is the you that you think you are. And 100 years of research on that hasn't gone anywhere. Reputation is the you that we think you are. The you that we think you are is really consequential. The best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. Your reputation is a summary of your past behavior. Therefore, your reputation is the best data source we have regarding your future behavior.